This is going to be a short troubleshooting video on the new Ecoblu fan motor that you find on a lot of the Carrier and Bryant rooftop units. This motor is a standard ECM motor with the electronics in the back end and the permanent magnet motor on the front end. Many of you are familiar with the electronics located in the back end of the ECM motor, and this Ecoblu motor is built the same way. This electronic board looks like we just pulled it out of a standard ECM motor out of a furnace or a fan coil. But this is the Ecoblu electronics board that is in the back end of the motor. And this is a picture of the motor end that the electronics plug into. As part of the troubleshooting for the Ecoblu motor, you're going to need to be checking voltages in the harness and the plug that is in the blower section. As always, we recommend the thinner probe tips to use when checking voltages in the plugs so we don't damage any of the pins that we're checking voltage on. It is a common known problem that when sticking the larger probes into these plugs, damage to the connections can be made and cause the voltage not to flow through the plugs. Using the skinny probes, we can get in there and check the voltage without doing any damage to the plug. So make sure that when you're taking these voltage readings on these plugs that you're using the skinny pins so we don't damage the plug connections. In this view, we begin the troubleshooting for the fan. When the motor is powered with high voltage, there should always be 10 volts DC between these 2 points. This 10 volts DC is generated by the motor when powered. If not present, check wiring between the board and the motor. If this voltage is not present at the connection in the blower housing, then the motor is the problem. The next step is to check for the voltage when there is a call for the motor to run. When there is a call for the motor to run, there should be a 4 to 10 volt DC signal between these 2 points, the bottom spade terminal on the VDC position and the bottom wire on the JP plug going out to the fan motor. If this voltage is not present here at the board, then the board is the problem. If the voltage is being generated by the board and is present at the plug in the blower housing, then the motor is the problem. The PL1 plug in the blower compartment contains high voltage as well as control voltage. The power whip on single-phase units contains 3 wires, a yellow, a black, and a green-yellow ground. On 3-phase units there will be 4 wires, a yellow, a black, a blue, and a green-yellow ground. The control whip contains the orange, white, and gray wires. Orange to white will contain the 10 volts DC when the motor is powered. Gray to white will be 4 to 10 volts DC signal from the board to the motor to run. Note, before condemning a board or a motor, make sure the connections in this PL1 plug are making contact and are secure. If the voltages from the board are present in this plug in the blower housing, then the problem is probably the motor. If you do not have the specified voltages at the board, then it could be the control board. Further testing of wiring and control board is required.
Go to arefco.com for more videos. Like, subscribe, and check back every week for new videos.